Okay, y'all, so we're gonna do another Southern Favorites video, and this is my meatloaf, and it's really, really simple. Doesn't take much stuff, and I may even forget an ingredient, but you know what? It's still gonna be okay. I will link the original video down below. That way you can refer back to that. This is like 2 or 3 pounds of ground beef, because I'm gonna make 2. You need to add some onion powder. Now you can do real vegetables with this and not the powders if you don't want to. So you can put real garlic. This is garlic powder, and real onions in there. But this is just a lot easier, and I just eyeball it. This is paprika. Okay. Put a little bit of paprika in there. Also, you're going to need some eggs, always, so that you can bind the meatloaf together. And I also use dry oatmeal, but you do not have to do that. You can use breadcrumbs. It's pretty much the same amount. You just go by the wetness of it, so that's all it's there for, is to help bind it and to dry up some of the moisture. So, even though we put ketchup on top, we also put ketchup in it. So, I'm going to go ahead and put half a cup to a cup, somewhere around in there. And my 2 eggs. Make sure your oven's preheated to about 350 to 400. You'll have to refer back to that video because I do not remember. I just do whatever until it's done. Take my dry oatmeal, put in there. The reason we use oatmeal is because my husband and I are trying to be more low carb. This kind of helps us stay on task with that. I was supposed to put salt and pepper and I forgot. Anywhere from 350 to 400. And then when it gets close to being done, take it out and put a little ketchup on top as a topping. And I usually slip that back into the oven for just 5 to 10 minutes, somewhere around in there, so that the ketchup can kind of cook onto the top. And then it's done. Okay, y'all, this is the end product of the meatloaf. Don't forget, last 5 to 10 minutes, put ketchup or tomato sauce over the top. Put it back in just for a few minutes to kind of cook it into the meat. And I'm going to show you how to do some Southern baked macaroni and cheese. First things first, preheat your oven to 350. Preheat your oven to 350. And go ahead and boil some water and get your pasta done. It needs to be barely al dente. Then you need to drain it and put the macaroni into a 9x13 baking dish that you have sprayed with cooking spray. This next step is going to be your cheese sauce and everything. So let's go ahead and work on that and get that ready. Alright, so in the same pasta pot that you use, go ahead and put it on like low to medium heat. You're going to go ahead and put your whole milk in, which is a half a cup of whole milk, and 1 12-ounce can of evaporated milk, 2 beaten eggs. Okay, so the next, we're going to make some Southern macaroni and cheese. So I need you to go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Go ahead and also cook you some pasta, elbow macaroni. Drain that, get it to barely al dente, and drain it. And go ahead and add it to your baking dish, which should be a 9x13. And you need to spray it with some cooking spray before you put the macaroni in. Then in a small bowl, which I've already done, you need to combine a half a cup of whole milk, 1 12-ounce can of evaporated milk, 2 eggs lightly beaten, a few teaspoon or 2 of pepper, and a half teaspoon of salt. Okay? Combine that together. And then you're going to pour it over. Sorry about the recipe, y'all. This is like a take 2. You're going to pour it over this. Take a stick of butter, real butter, cut it up into cubes. Y'all, this is hard to tack in a pan, okay? It's a lot of stuff. 2 tablespoons sour cream, okay? Velveeta, about a half a pound. And then I just went ahead and mixed all my cheeses together. You can do it however you want to. You have Velveeta, but you also have Colby Jack, mild cheddar, and sharp. You will need to reserve some for the top, but most of this needs to go in the actual dish. So I say put everything in there except for about that much, maybe a little bit. Let's see, let's take some more out. About that much. Reserve this for the top. Take your mild cheddar and put over the top, which is about an ounce. No, I'm sorry, a cup, not an ounce. And kind of put over the top. And you need to put this in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes until it's lightly brown on top. And let it rest just a few minutes before you serve it, just to give it time to settle back down. Okay, y'all, so this is the macaroni and cheese. I did kind of reach in there and stir it up before I brought it out to make sure everything was well combined. I think next time, if I make it, I'm going to take all of the cheese sauce parts and just like combine that all in one big bowl, and then add macaroni to that, and then pour it into the baking dish like I used to do years ago. The recipe doesn't say do that, but it's going to end up together anyway. Hey y'all, today I'm going to make for you a Rolo cake mix bars. It's supposed to be really simple, so let's get in the kitchen and try it and see. First thing we need to do is preheat your oven to 350, and go ahead and get you a 9x13 baking pan and spray that with cooking spray and set that aside. And then in a mixing bowl, you need to place a yellow cake mix, dry, a 1/4 cup of butter melted, and 5 ounces of evaporated milk. You gotta divide this in half and press it into the bottom of your cooking pan. put that in your oven, and you're gonna cook it just until it's set, so about 8 minutes. And when the cake comes out, see the caramel side down, we're gonna press the caramel side down into the batter. Another 20 to 24 minutes, and we'll take that out. See you back here in a few minutes. Okay, so this is the Rolo bars. Did the best I could to cover up the, that layer of candy. I think it did okay. Right now I'm gonna just let it cool. It's right out of the oven. I'm just gonna let it cool. You need to cool it completely before you cut into it. So you'll see that in the thumbnail. You'll see the end product of that. And I'm just gonna end the video here. And I'll see y'all in the next one.